Welcome to Kippy C Math! Today we're going to discover the secret place values inside a number. And we're going to do it with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Have you seen that movie? It is so cool. And the reason we're thinking about it today is because every superhero has a secret identity. For example, we know how to represent 287 with a model. Go ahead and fill in the blanks to represent 287. I see 200s. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tens. And I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ones. We could have put this number in the place value chart, and we would have seen the same thing. But this number has a secret, hidden identity that we're going to figure out today. It can be made up of just tens and ones. And that's what our special guest is going to show us how to do. But first, here's what we have to remember. A few days ago, Miss Simmons showed us how we can take 10 of each place value to build the next place value. Well, we can put that same thing in reverse. You see, here I have 110, and I break it up, and now I have 10 ones. But here's the really cool part. If I put this in a place value chart, 110 goes here. I fill in the rest with zeros. If I were to redraw this place value chart with just ones, which is kind of a funny looking place value chart, there would be 10. Somehow, this 0 here is a placeholder, but it also tells me how many all together in this place. It's a little bit easier to see with the next one. Let's do 100. Explosion time. I have 10 tens now. When I draw that in my place value chart, 1 in the hundreds place with zeros. Now I'm going to redraw the place value chart just with tens in it and bring those same numbers down. It tells me that there are 10 tens. Again, my 0 went from being a placeholder to telling me here how many there were in that place, but along with the other digits as well, right? It seems kind of magical, but it's just one of the cool ways that our number system works. So if we come back to our number 287, now we know that these hundreds secretly have tens inside. And so we need to know how many tens are really in this number. Let's ask our special guest. Hi!
Hello, I'm so happy to be here.
Tell us who you are.
So I'm Miss Nasuti. I'm a vice principal at Heights Academy. Shout out to all the Heights students.
Yay! Thank you so much for joining us. We have a question for you, which is how many tens are in 287?
287. I'm so glad you asked because I actually have a really cool trick for figuring this out. I'm going to go step by step, and you're going to do it as I talk out loud, okay? So step 1, I always put my number in a place value chart. So go ahead and take 287 and put it in a place value chart.
Okay. Done.
Now, perfect. Step 2, if I want to express how many tens are in a number, I want to underline that tens place so that I can see how many digits are there. In the number 287, you can see there are 8 tens. But that's what brings me to something really cool. I could describe this number as 2 hundreds, 8 tens, and 7 ones, or I could describe it just using tens and ones. So that brings me to step 3. We're going to redraw our place value chart differently by leaving out the hundreds. We're only going to put tens and ones.
Okay.
And here's why.
Let me do that really quickly. So you're saying I'm going to draw my place value chart, and I'm going to put the tens and the ones, but I don't put the hundreds.
Right.
Okay.
And here's why.
Okay, here's why. Tell us.
Those bigger digits and numbers are made up of those smaller digits. These small digits are actually inside our larger digits. Just like ones turn into tens, tens turn into hundreds. So that 2 in our hundreds place has tens inside of it. So once you put 287 into your new place value chart, just with tens and ones, you can see in the entire number, there are actually 28 tens and 7 ones.
Awesome. This is so great. So this equals 287, and this equals 287.
Exactly. It just depends on how you want to describe the number.
Thank you so much, Miss Nasuti.
Thank you for having me. You guys are crushing it. Keep up your good work.
So now, if we come back to this model, we know that this 100 gets broken up into 10 tens, and this 100 gets broken up to 10 tens, and now we have 28 tens, just like Miss Nasuti showed us, and 7 ones like before. We're gonna just use our place value chart instead of the model because that seems like it's taking a really long time. Just don't get tricked. If someone asks you, how many tens are in 287? You're gonna say, not 0, but just let me go and get my place value chart. We can see this with money too. Here I have 1 1, 2 tens, and 100. I have $121. If I get rid of this 100 and trade it out for the same amount of money so that I'm still keeping the value of 121, what could I trade it out for? What can I trade out 100 for? I can trade that 100 for 10 tens. Now, how many tens do I have? Go ahead and fill in the blank. How many tens do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 tens. And if I write it on my place value chart like Miss Nasuti taught me, just to the tens place, I can see it. 12 tens and 1 1. I even went to the grocery store and asked someone to give me $121 cash back and see what they gave me. Hi, we're at the grocery store with Miss Megan. Miss Megan, if we wanted to get $121, how might you give us the money?
Well, if you wanted $121, there's several ways that we could do it. But the most easiest way, one of the easiest ways that we could do it is using tens.
Okay.
I can give you 12 tens. Hold on.
Okay.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
That's 120, huh?
And then if you have, you said 121,
Yep.
and you have $1.
Wow.
Bring it over.
Thank you so much, Miss Megan.
You're welcome.
So now we know it takes 10 tens to make 100, which means all of my numbers that are made up of hundreds could secretly be made up of just tens. Yay for your super brain! This is big league stuff. I know adults who don't know how to do this. So now it's time for you to practice with your teacher. Let's go!